Am I the jerk? Number 3. Am I the jerk for not letting my friends use my backyard for their wedding because they don't want me to bring a +1? When I signed the papers for my grandparents' house last summer, I felt like I was inheriting not just a building, but an entire lifetime of memories. The moment I walked through the front door, boards gently creaking beneath my feet, the faint lingering scent of decades-old cedar and grandma's lilac perfume, I was flooded with images of my childhood, giggling sleepovers with my friends on the living room floor, impromptu puppet shows for visiting cousins, the annual 4th of July fireworks reflected in the lake beyond the yard. That backyard was the stuff of Saturday morning cartoon intros. A gently sloping lawn spilled toward the water, where a rickety wooden dock jutted out like an invitation. In the late afternoon, fireflies danced among the cattails, and the gazebo at the far edge stood like a beckoning lighthouse, its trellised vines draped in twinkling lights come summer evenings. Flashback, age 10, Brian and I are in a rowboat with Kim, balancing water pistols, a cooler of lemonade, and the trail mix we smuggled in. We're daring each other to jump off the dock at midnight, shouting, 3, 2, 1, and cannonballing into water so cold it takes our breath away. When we surface, mouths full of lakeweed and laughter, the stars overhead feel impossibly close. One of the people in that rowboat, back then, was a girl named Leslie, Kim's cousin. She had a quick smile and an easy laugh that matched mine almost note for note. As the years went by, Brian and I grew up, but Leslie and I stayed friends. Then one evening, under those same firefly-lit rafters of the gazebo, we realized our friendship was something more. Before I knew it, we'd been dating for 4 years, road trips, late-night study sessions, sharing headphones on long car rides and talking about the house I'd one day buy. Fast forward to the mortgage meeting last summer. I'm sitting across from my loan officer, spreadsheets and W-2s spread out on the table. I'm imagining repainting the gazebo floorboards white and stringing Edison bulbs along the rafters. Then comes the knock on the door and the lender's voice. We uncovered substantial undisclosed debts in Ms. Leslie's name. We'll need to revisit your application. The words felt like a punch to the gut. I stared at the ceiling fan spinning overhead as it all sank in, mysterious $100 charges, late fees, credit card balances that added up to more than I'd make in a year. All hidden. All while we were together. I remember stepping out into the sunlit parking lot, my phone buzzing with messages from Leslie, begging me to talk it out. I didn't answer. I drove straight to my grandparents' place, loaded my truck with paint cans, tools, and a muscle-bound determination to do it on my own. Later that day, I called her. I can't build my future on lies. I ended it. And though I felt heartbreak, there was also relief, like I'd woken up from a fever dream. For weeks, I poured myself into renovations, tearing out old carpets in the basement, installing tile floors, wiring 2 extra bathrooms, painting walls a calming dove gray. I wanted the house to feel like home, like a place where friends could gather for birthdays, reunions, and yes, weddings. Not long after, Brian rang me up. His voice was that familiar, easy drawl, "Congrats on closing, house looks amazing." Then, Kim and I got engaged. We love the house. Do you think we could have our wedding ceremony under the gazebo next April? My chest tightened with pride. Him asking me to host their wedding on the very yard where we'd grown up felt like the highest compliment. Absolutely, I said. I'd be honored. Cue December. I meet Emma at a mutual friend's holiday party. She's smart, thoughtful, with a warm smile that reaches her eyes, so different from the chaos I'd experienced. We start talking about books, then careers, then life goals. I feel that familiar flutter of hope. 3 dinners later, I'm invited to her apartment for homemade risotto. She brings a bottle of wine I'd mentioned I loved. Something about its effortless warmth reminded me how good it feels to be seen. But as I'm basking in this new chapter, my phone buzzes at 2 a.m. It's Leslie, it's Christmas night. Can we talk? Then the next morning I see a dozen missed texts, voicemails begging forgiveness, insinuations that I cheated. Fellow classmates posting about me in private groups. He used me, she'd tell anyone who'd listen. And before I knew it, she was parked in my driveway, knocking at the door, tears streaking her cheeks. I refused to answer. I changed my locks. I blocked her on everything. 2 weeks passed. I kept renovations on schedule. Emma and I spent weekends kayaking on the lake. I had a constant, light buzz of happiness I couldn't remember feeling in years. Then, out of nowhere, a message from Brian on our group chat. "Brian, hey man, quick thing, Kim and I have been talking. Would you consider coming to the wedding solo? We're worried about any potential drama with Leslie. For her sake." I stared at my phone, mouth dry. Me, the host, being asked to come without a date, but Leslie, the supposedly unstable ex, could come with hers. Their reasoning: protect her feelings. Protect her from me. I reread it once, twice, then fired off. Me, you want me to host your wedding on my property and not bring my girlfriend because of my ex? That's not happening. If you're worried about drama, then Leslie can't come at all. Period. Silence. Then, a late-night call from Brian. "Brian, voice low dude, why are you being so selfish?" Me, selfish? I'm protecting my home and my peace of mind. Brian, we'll talk soon. The wedding date loomed closer. Tension crackled in every message. Every mutual friend wanted me to just compromise. I thought about the insurance I'd purchased, $2 million coverage. The security team I'd arranged. The logistics: 2 cabins, a finished basement, portable bathrooms, 5 caterers, 5 security guards. I'd dotted every I and crossed every T. I'd even reimbursed Brian and Kim for the insurance premium. But this demand, this ultimatum, felt like a poison pill. 3 nights before the wedding, Brian and I met at the old diner down the road. We slid into a vinyl booth, ordered fries and sodas, and I braced for an apology. Instead, he pressed, "Leslie never got closure. She said she needs one night to talk to you." I felt anger flare. "You want me to step into your wedding ceremony and let my ex-cousin speak at me, in front of 75 guests? No thanks." He leaned back, frustration clear in his eyes. "She'll lose it if you don't." That was it. My mind flashed to all the times I tiptoed around Leslie's outbursts, silent dinners, cancelled nights out, my phone buzzing with threats. Was I the problem, or was it her refusal to let go? I took a breath and said, "If she's that unstable, she's not welcome on my property either." End of discussion. Brian slammed his hand on the table so hard the salt shaker skittered. "Fine. Then fuck you and your house." My voice calm but firm, "Then the wedding's off." He stomped out, leaving me alone with a plate of half-eaten fries and a soda going flat. The aftermath was a storm. Group chats exploded with anger, confusion, and hurt. I ignored calls from Brian's friends. I refused a call from my grandparents, who Brian had roped in to pressure me. Then, a text from Brian's mom: "I'm not here to take sides. Can I visit and just listen?" Something in her gentle tone cut through the noise. So I said yes. She arrived on a crisp Sunday afternoon with 2 steaming mugs of tea. We sat on the dock, the gazebo looming behind us, and I walked her through every twist: the hidden debt, the midnight visits, the DEC message demanding I surrender my +1, the diner argument, the ultimatum. My voice wavered when I spoke of how shattered I'd felt when Leslie lied about me to everyone, and how the house, my refuge, was suddenly a battleground. She listened without interruption. When I finished, she wrapped me in a hug and said quietly, "I never believed the rumors about you. I'm so sorry you went through that." She spoke of her own heartbreak years ago, how a messy breakup had left her unmoored, desperate for closure. "But you can't be Leslie's therapist," she said. "That's not your job. You have a right to protect your home, your heart, and your new life with Emma." Her words settled in me like snow on a still lake. I spent the next afternoon drafting a single, honest message to everyone: friends, family, caterers, and Kim especially. I laid out the timeline, the insurance details, my boundaries, and the simple truth that I could not host an event on my land if I was being asked to sacrifice my own safety and happiness. I warned gently but firmly, "If anyone shows up here on April 12th, I'll have to involve the police." On what would have been their ceremony day, I watched the sunrise from the dock with Emma, holding her hand, feeling an uncommon peace. No bridal party. No vows. No fairy lights. Just us, the mist rising off the lake, and a quiet understanding that some dreams have to be let go. I later learned that Brian had told Kim I turned them down out of spite, not principle. There was fallout, Kim's tears, mutual friends picking sides, Leslie's family blaming her for ruining everything. Brian eventually messaged me to apologize, but I told him I needed time. So, that's where things stand now. The house sits quiet. The fairy lights still hang in the gazebo, waiting for a celebration that may never come. I've moved on with Emma, we've started planning our own small gathering here next month, just a few close friends, a bonfire, and an evening by the water. Am I the jerk? That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought about these stories. Do you really think they were the jerks? Here are some other videos I highly recommend, and don't forget you'll find a wide variety of them on my channel. See you next time.